Hi, my name's Amy Timlin and you're watching Sporting Icons.
I think it's probably fair to say that even the most anti-women's boxing fan, for those of you who did actually watch this fight, you would have to admit that Terri Harper versus NATASHA Jonas, the fight itself, was actually very, very good. Was it fight of the year? I won't go as far as to say fight of the year, but it was very, very good. And I think it probably exceeded expectations. I think that's probably fair to say. Now, I know you guys want to hear me talk about as to who I thought won the fight and the controversy and that surrounding it, and we'll get into that in a second. But I think it's important to note that coming into this fight, Terri Harper was supposed to win this fight. This was supposed to be the script. Obviously, Terri Harper being from Doncaster, which is obviously part of Yorkshire, along with Leeds and Sheffield, etc., where all of these guys and girls stick together and they will follow each other and support each other. And there are masses of them. And that's absolutely fantastic, by the way. And what that means is where there's eyes, there's views, and that means more money. Now, the script was that NATASHA Jonas was meant to be on the resume of Terri Harper, another one after Eva Wallström. So you put NATASHA Jonas on your resume, and you move into a unification fight against Matchroom's new signing in, is it Brodnik, I think her name is, some Polish girl who likes to wear very, very revealing underwear at the weigh-ins and everything. I don't mind looking, she looks quite nice. But the point is, that was the script. So NATASHA Jonas was never supposed to win. Now, I think this fight, as I said, this exceeded expectations. But could we say that Terri Harper won this fight? You have to say no. She didn't win this fight. Now, I'm not mad on the draw. When I heard the draw, I was like, okay, fine. That's not really what I thought, because what I thought was NATASHA Jonas won this fight. But I can kind of see a draw, but I couldn't see a Terri Harper win. So when the judges revealed their scorecards, where one judge had NATASHA Jonas, you can say, fair enough. One judge had it a draw, okay. And then the other judge had it Terri Harper by 2 rounds. I'm not too sure what that judge was looking at, to be honest with you. But it's boxing and these things happen. Now, was it a robbery? I won't go as far as say it was a robbery, but as I said, if you had to pick a winner, me personally, I would have to go with NATASHA Jonas. Was it a case of that she exceeded people's expectations? Because obviously we've seen NATASHA Jonas on Rocky Waters before, obviously where she lost a fight where most people were picking her to win, but she lost. And the build-up between her and a Katie Taylor fight got derailed pretty quickly. Now, of course, there's been talk about maybe Terri Harper and Katie Taylor a little bit further down the line meeting at some kind of catch weight. That's a very interesting fight. And after the performance of Terri Harper over Eva Wallström, who's a very good fighter, you could probably go, you know what, Katie Taylor and Terri Harper might actually be a very good fight. But with her performance against NATASHA Jonas, I don't think that there's too much to criticise with her performance. She gave everything that she could in this fight. Steffi Bull's done absolutely fantastic with her. But NATASHA Jonas, and I think people forgot that coming into this fight, yes, she's had troubled water before, but look at her amateur background. It far exceeds anything that Terri Harper has ever done before. So it shouldn't really be a surprise that NATASHA Jonas done what she done in this fight. Should she be now world champion? There's a very, very good argument for that, for sure. So controversy sells. And Eddie Hearney loves a cheeky rematch, so you may well end up seeing these two have a rematch, maybe next, who knows. But ultimately, as I said before, Matchroom, they signed Brodnik because they want this unification fight. That's why I believe Terri Harper still holds these belts. And I don't like saying that because I like Terri Harper. She's a lovely, lovely girl. She's a great ambassador for women's boxing. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with having the belts around her waist. She's an absolutely perfect ambassador for women's boxing. But the truth is, she didn't win this fight. And she's very, very lucky to go home with those belts tonight. Very, very lucky. Now, I'm sure Terri, she's a very proud girl, and she may look at this one much like Katie Taylor has done with Delphine Pursoon, where there's controversy with that one. And she said, you know what, let's just get the rematch. I'm sure Terri Harper will probably go, you know what, let's get the rematch. Maybe there were some kind of problems in camp, maybe due to the whole quarantining and self-isolation and lack of gym and things like that. Maybe she didn't prepare as well as that she would have liked. But we have to say the same with NATASHA JONAS as well. So there isn't really an excuse with that one. Maybe NATASHA JONAS, just stylistically, is maybe wrong for Terri Harper. That's just one way of looking at it. But a robbery, controversy, I wouldn't go as far as say robbery, but certainly controversial. That's for sure. And I'm not going to disagree with anybody who says that NATASHA JONAS won this fight. Much like I'm not going to disagree with anybody who says, you know what, I think a draw is fair. But for those who say that Terri Harper won this fight, I think some of that is down to bias. And that's fair enough. You know what, we all have biases. But I do have to disagree. She didn't win this fight. A draw, I can kind of see. A win for NATASHA JONAS, certainly I could see in that one. But either way, both girls done very, very well. Again, fantastic that these girls actually headlined a main event. So that's brilliant. And that's 2 headline fights in a row after Sam Eglinton and Ted Cheeseman. And now this one, where both headliners, there's a lot of talking points. And both fights, people can look on and go, you know what, they were very, very good fights. And as a boxing fan, whether you agree with the decisions or not, the fights themselves were actually very, very good. Terri Harper poured her heart out in this ring, as did NATASHA JONAS. You could say that maybe NATASHA JONAS old manned her in some ways, but either way, the official score is a draw, with one judge having Terri Harper winning by 2 rounds, which I believe is madness. The other one having it with NATASHA JONAS by a round, and the other one having a draw. It always baffles me how all 3 judges can get it all totally different, isn't it? Is it a setup? I don't know. Anyway, that's my thoughts. You drop me yours, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.